Welcome in, you guys. Welcome in. We're going to do an all signs reading. All right, for February. Uh-oh, 1 second, you guys. I'm just trying to get your timestamps ready to go here. There we go. All right, so we're going to tap into an all signs. We're going to go over transits. All right, and we're going to do Oracle of the Radiant Sun and see what's going on with the transits and how they're changing and how it's going to affect your overall chart. You can listen in for your sun, your moon, your rising. It doesn't matter. All right. I'm actually going to do a quick collective spread. And then we're going to go Aries through Pisces, obviously. I know I should always start with, like, whose birthday it is. And, I mean, it is Aquarius' birthday, but I like doing Aries to Pisces. Let's see. All right, you guys, let's get into it. That's interesting. I just looked at the clock. 2:05. 2:05. All right, so a lot of these readings, yes, are going to be based on astrology. All right, because we're speaking about the transits coming up for the month of February. So we're going to start off with Aries' chart. Aries' what am I talking about? Let's start off with Aries chart. All right, Aries. So the only thing happening in your first house is Chiron, which is actually just recently gone direct. It was retrograding for about a good 4 or 5 months. All right, it went direct December 30th, right before we head into the new year. So you're about a month in here with a lot of core wound healing within the house of self. All right, Uranus in the second house is all about your money, your values, your possessions, your finances. All right, Uranus is getting ready to go direct for you in your second house on January 30th. So that's this upcoming Thursday. All right, the first quarter moon in Taurus will happen on February 5th, which is next week. All right, first quarter moon just shows where you're going to be setting your intention and what you have accomplished as the energy has been gaining momentum. Okay, that first quarter moon is going to be taking place next week, Wednesday. So it's a week after this new moon in Aquarius that's taking place as well in your 11th house, surrounding yourself by specific communities of people. All right, whatever you're doing here, it's could be involving like a specific being like a member of a community or socializing more with friends, getting out and having fun and going after what it is that you desire, things like that. All right. In your third house, the Jupiter has been retrograding since October. So we're going to actually start seeing Jupiter go direct coming up February 4th in your third house. Jupiter typically in the third house doesn't work really well because it's there at its detriment. All right. So you could find that expanding your knowledge having to do with the things that pertain to communication, travel, if you're going to be fixing vehicles, transportation in any way. All right, however you're getting around, this could be of significance coming up here at the beginning of February. Okay, Cancer in the fourth house. This is where Mars is retrograding in Cancer in your house of home. All right, so you could see that there's a lot of corals in the home environment. This won't go direct up until February 23rd. All right, we've got Leo in the fifth house, which is your full moon energy for the month of February. This has to be highlighted pertaining to children, where you're being creative, your love life, self-expression, lots of pleasure. All right, so this is a good placement for you. having a full moon in another fire sign. So that's good for you. All right. Because it's more so like an auspicious energy. It's a trine. Virgo in the 6th house. This is your house of health and hard work. This is your South Node. All right. So South Node are bringing you karmic challenges and past life issues, basically, where you have to learn and tap into a natural gift that you have and put that into your day-to-day routine and focusing more so on your health. A lot of hard work. All right. A lot of hard work here for you. But South Node is more so supposed to teach you a lesson to head towards your destiny, and that's going to be in the 12th house. All right, so the 12th house is basically the house of the unknown. It does have a lot to do with spirituality, but it also has to do with a sense of, let's just say, learning how to be a little bit more compassionate and vulnerable. Being that you are ruled by Mars, you come off to be a bit direct, should I say. Okay. Libra in the 7th house. This is where Lilith is in Libra at this time. It's your house of relationships, legal contracts, partnerships. You have a lot of power here. So you might be meeting with people that you're having like business contracts with. All right. If it's pertaining to your partnership here, you have the power in your relationship. Could be that your partner has the power in the relationship. It just depends on what the energy is. It's giving me more so Libra's energy. It is a feminine vibe for you where it sits in your chart. All right, but also Libra can be seen as lots of duality and balance in your relationships. All right, but there is a sense of power and or vengeance surrounding this energy. All right, Scorpio in the 8th house for you. We've got Vesta here. We've got Juno here, which is also heavy on spirituality and being committed in marriage to your deep emotional feelings and whatever it is that you fear. All right, in order to overcome some sort of transformation in your life. So what's happening with Vesta is going to actually be going retrograde in March in the sign of Scorpio, and it won't go direct up until June 14th. So you're going to find that you're really deep into your feelings and whatever's transforming in your life. And then we're also seeing Juno in Scorpio, and where the asteroid of marriage and partnerships here. The 8th house is more like of the death of endings and new beginnings and things like that. All right, so this could be like the ending of a partnership that you have with someone. This could be like let's just say if you're contracted to something, and where 8th house has to do with like taxes, with debt, it has to do with so many different things. All right. If it's part of like an organized religion, whatever this is, you might just be over and done with that and find that things are going to be transforming. Juno will step into Sagittarius on February 19th. So this will be affecting the month of February with this marriage and partnership energy. But then we're also seeing here the retrograde back into Scorpio. All right. And that won't be coming up until April 16th. And it won't go direct until July 11th in the sign of Scorpio again at 16 degrees. All right. There's nothing much happening in Sag for the month of February except for the last quarter moon in Sag, which is going to set off the mutable moon cycle. I'm seeing here Capricorn in the 10th house for you. It's bringing in this energy of where you've been gaining lots of knowledge pertaining to your career, wisdom and knowledge. All right. And then Pallas is going to then move into Aquarius, as well as Eros is going to move into the sign of Aquarius by February 14th and the 16th. You're going to see these areas step into the house of companions, and where the sun is shining right now, Mercury is definitely stepping in today, the 27th of January, as I'm doing this reading. All right. And Mercury has a lot to do with financial gain, commerce, messages, communication. It could be travels, keeping boundaries up. It could be the energy of luck, but it also can bring in the energy of trickery, and as well as bringing in the energy of thieves. Okay. So we've got Sirius in Aquarius, which is the asteroid of parenting, nurturing, and agriculture. You could find that you're more loving, you're more focused on self-care. All right. Sirius will be stepping into Pisces on February 23rd, as well as the asteroid of Sappho stepping into the sign of Pisces on February 21st. All right, so these are energies that are heading directly towards your sign, specifically Aries, within the next couple months. All right, so this is about your parenting, your agriculture, self-care, and then heavy on your artistic abilities, but also the way that you want to express sexually, all right, within your partners. All right, so Pluto is in Aquarius, is transforming who you're associating with, who you are collaborating with, more so when it comes to communities of people or groups of people or whoever you're networking with. All right, so there is a new moon in Aquarius happening this Wednesday, January 29th, and it's also going to be beginning the Chinese year of the wood snake. So we're going to be seeing here highly intuitive energies, using your imagination, very wise and sensitive. All right, you might want to see the side, how do you say it? The lighter side of life, being more sympathetic and passionate and funny and persuasive, all right, with others. It could be very negative as well if you don't really flow well with this energy. You can come off to be very stubborn, judgmental, and intimidating. All right. Now, Pisces in the 12th house. This is the house of the unknown, the subconscious, the imagination, your inspirations, where you're supposed to be vulnerable and loving and caring and tapping into spirituality. This is the biggest thing for the month of February. North Node is in Pisces. We got Venus in Pisces currently right now, and up until it steps into the sign of Aries in your first house. All right. So that won't be up until February 4th. We have Saturn in Pisces. All right. And we also have Neptune in Pisces. So Neptune will conjunct the North Node in your 12th house. So there'll be like this very big spiritual burst of energy by February 7th. All right. We have by the end of the month, Saturn in Pisces, semi-sextile to Chiron in Aries. So if you're going through some sort of core wound healing and you need some sort of structure surrounding this energy of your spirituality, you're going to find that to be on the very same day that the new moon in Pisces takes place. All right. So that's going to be on the 27th of February. Now, running back to Psyche in Pisces, that's currently right now. This is the asteroid of your soul, your consciousness, as well as your mind. All right. So you could be heightened right now with like your dream state or feeling heavily spiritual at this time. But just remember that there is this connection of the subconscious state versus the conscious state. Okay. So just remember, whatever is an illusion is an illusion. What is reality is reality. All right. Now, we've got Venus stepping into your first house on February 4th. Once again, Venus actually goes retrograde this year. It has not gone retrograde last year in 2024. So it goes retrograde every 2 years. This year specifically, Venus and Mercury, which are two personal planets, are going to be going retrograde at the same time. And that won't happen, I believe it's until the end of March heading into April. Okay. Or at the beginning of March heading into April. So it will retrograde in your first house, Venus's energy, and back into the Pisces in your 12th house, which Venus and Pisces is exalted there. So any of the love that you need or want to give out, it's currently still going to be working well for you in the 12th house. All right. So let me get you Oracle of the Radiant Sun. See what we pick up on here. Yeah. So Spirit is showing me that there's definitely going to be a lot of lust for you in the month of February with Venus stepping into your sign, Aries. All right. I'm seeing lots of fortune coming in with the sun in Leo. Obviously, the full moon happening in your 5th house. This is bringing you a sense of fortune. All right. Although the sun is shining in its opposing energy in Aquarius, this is going to be influencing that of partnerships and who's influencing you. All right. It could be business partnerships. This can be love partnerships, that type of thing. All right. I'm seeing your 1st house and your 7th house in opposition. So your influence in your person. All right. It could be very sexual. The serpent here, I'm also seeing, obviously, and I'm seeing another snake up this way. Obviously, I just said we're in the year of the wood snake. All right, so you're going to be highly intuitive. You're going to feel directly connected to your person. Very compassionate, very vulnerable, very loving. All right, and very lustful type of energies here in the beginning of February and heading into March. All right, let's get into the sign of Taurus. I just saw 14:11 on the clock. I love looking at numbers. Everything is a synchronicity for me. Let's get into Taurus's chart. All right, so Taurus, you finally have Uranus going direct on this upcoming Thursday. All right, in your 1st house. We've been retrograding since September 1st. Big deal here, right? Because you're, I feel like, the one that's experiencing the most change. You are the, I don't want to say the most stubborn of the zodiac, but yes, you can be. Okay. You rule over the energy of love, of, you know, the luxurious things in life. It can come through where, you know, your self-esteem and everything has to be perfect with the way that your image is. You could be feeling that at this time. there's some sort of discomfort in the way that you look or how you're representing yourself out to the world. Or it may be that there needs to be a change in your attitude and how you face others and how they face you. All right, so the first quarter moon coming up in Taurus on February 5th is of significance. Uranus will be direct by this upcoming Thursday once again. So we'll start peeping into the second house and where Jupiter is retrograding as well in your second house. All right. This is happening in your house of money, values, possessions. This is your ruling house. You're supposed to be expanding here and gaining a lot of possessions, basically, or holding valuable to how you're utilizing your mindset, right? Gemini is the mind. Jupiter is how you're expanding or how you're growing, that type of thing. So Jupiter going direct on February 4th. I believe on the 4th, let me just check where the moon is in February on that date. I believe it's going to be in Pisces, if I'm not mistaken. No, it's actually in your sign. That's good. Very good energy. So the moon in your sign, Taurus, is actually going to be exalted there. All right. So meaning your emotional state. You might want to be more so in the energy of comfort and in the home environment. All right. But this first quarter moon, it brings in a sense of tension. All right. It's meant to challenge you in a way. But you could be more so wanting to spend time with the mother figure. All right. And that could be a tense situation at this time with the first quarter moon. It's just like the energy will gain momentum of you wanting like a mother figure around, or to be nurtured, should I say. All right. Let's see here. Cancer in your third house. This is where Mars is retrograding. All right. So wherever you're meant to take action right now, it could be pertaining to travel. It can be, I mean, this is again, it's in retrograde. So up until it goes direct on February 23rd, you may find that it may be a little bit difficult to get around, okay, especially if there's some sort of issues within the home environment with Mars and Cancer. This could be your communication towards a mother figure, all right, or a feminine energy surrounding you. Because it's in the third house, it could be clashing with a sibling or with a neighbor or just anyone that you feel intrudes on, let's just say, the way that you communicate, okay? Leo in the fourth house, this is your full moon energy here. So something will come to completion on February 12th. Okay, the full moon in Leo in your fourth house. This means um, the house of home, the house of comfort. Again, it could be a mother figure, just another divine feminine in your family or whatever it is. It surrounds your family environment or a home environment. So something comes to completion or someone is released out of your life that could be of importance to you. All right. Virgo in the fifth house. We've got the house of pleasure, love, and creativity. All right. This is where your South Node energy is. So you may find that you find it difficult this year to really go after your creativity or to find pleasure or happiness surrounding love in your life. Okay. Libra in the sixth house. This is where your power is. So focusing on your health and putting in a lot of hard work, going after things on a day-to-day routine and going at it with vengeance, right? Like having that sense of power behind you and why. It could be, connected to partnerships. Libra is the energy of partnerships and relationships, or those that you have connections with on a day-to-day basis. All right. It could be I don't want to say it's like hobbies, but I feel like this could be like coworkers, or if you're in school and you're surrounded by these people every day, you have a sense of power, all right, to bring within a specific work environment or something like that. All right. Scorpio in the seventh house for you, Taurus. We've got Vesta in Scorpio, which is the asteroid of spirituality. Juno's in Scorpio, which is the asteroid of marriage and partnerships, which for me, it's a perfect placement for you. All right. But because you have Scorpio in your seventh house, you would always be looking at this energy of detriment, right? Where Venus rules the seventh house, you've got Scorpio, which is ruled by Mars. You have this energy of marriage and partnership here, though. So I don't know if you're going through some sort of transformation overall, or where you're meant to tap into something that makes you really heightened in spirituality. That could be something that comes up here as Vesta starts retrograding in March. All right. And that's going to happen on the 22nd. You'll find it moving through from March to June 14th, where you might go through this period of like feeling really spiritual. All right. Juno will then enter Sag on the 19th of February. It will end up going retrograde as well as in March. So it's going to head back into Scorpio once again, and that won't be up until April 16th. It will stay in Scorpio up until July 11th, where it goes direct at 16 degrees in Scorpio. And then from there on out, it will still be, all right, with Vesta and Juno together in your 7th house. So you're going to see this kind of like back and forth energy, and you'll notice it's surrounded by marriage, partnerships, business contracts, whatever this may be, or however it's affecting you in your house of relationships. All right. Nothing much happening in Sag energy besides the last quarter moon, which is going to set off the mutable moon cycle. And that will be tapping base with Sagittarius, Pisces, Gemini, as well as, what's your last one? Virgo. All right, so these are all in fixed houses, which obviously you are a fixed sign. So you're going to see it affecting your house of money, all right, your happiness, your transformative house, as well as your house of communities of people. All right, Capricorn in the 9th house. This is where Palace is right now. It's working well in your higher learning energy. All right, so if you're in school and you have lots of wisdom and knowledge, then your grades should look great, okay? You could be testing high scores. All right, this is higher knowledge. So it's not normally like just regular learning. You could be really out, all right, with your knowledge at this time. It could be definitely connected to spirituality, but it could be other things that catch your interest. All right. You may be desirable to learn about sex because you have the Aries asteroid here in Capricorn energy. Capricorn definitely is connected to like restriction or structure, authority. All right. But sitting in your 9th house is like you want to explore. You want to get a little bit more adventurous. All right, so if you want to get creative and things like that, then this can be utilized great if it's pertaining to schooling, if it's anything pertaining to what you desire, if it is connected to sex, then you might want to learn a little bit about that before you get yourself involved sexually. All right, experimenting different things. Aquarius in the 10th house. This is where the sun is shining. It's shining on your career. Mercury stepping in today's vibe. All right, so we've got like this receiving contracts or communication. All right, you might be traveling at this time for work or going after what it is for your professional aspiration. All right, and then we've got Sirius in Aquarius, all about parenting and nurturing and agriculture. So the way that you eat, make sure you're focusing on your body because it may be connected in what you do for your career. All right, artistic abilities, again, sexual expression and partners within the same sex are being of significance surrounding your career or at least your public image. All right, so again, being very close with these two asteroids, Eros being in Capricorn in your 9th house and Sappho's being in your 10th house, you could find that you're, getting to explore a little bit more your sexuality or getting a little bit creative. This could be the asteroid of being within the same sex. Okay, so female on female, male on male, however you want to look at that, but it may affect your reputation or your public image. So just be careful there. Pluto's transforming again your house of career. You may find that within the next 20 years, because Pluto's going to be in Aquarius for a while, you're going to find things changing. All right, you may find that whatever you thought you were doing for a career transforms. Find that you want to do something else in the long term. New moon in Aquarius happening this upcoming Wednesday, starting off the Chinese year of the wood snake as well. All right, so we already talked about that. Just learn how to be a little bit more imaginative and sensitive with others. All right, try to be more passionate, more funny. Try to release the energy of your stubbornness, Taurus, because you can definitely do that. Okay, be very stubborn. North Node is in Pisces in your 11th house. So this is what you're meant to do. You're supposed to be collaborating with others, finding specific companions that spark your interest intellectually, things that come up in the future, or if you want to be part of some sort of member of a group, that type of thing may come up where you're like headed towards your destiny here. I'm seeing that the North Node, South Node is in your 11th and 5th houses. So you may find that your hobbies or opposing that of the group of people that you're meant to be around is going to be confronted here within the next year and a half for you. All right, we've got Venus and Pisces in the 11th. This energy here, because Pisces has a lot to do with, I don't want to just say like mysticism, but it is. All right, like heavy on spirituality. You may be surrounded by a group of people or friends, all right, that believe in specific beliefs, okay? Now, Venus will be stepping into Aries in the 12th house, which Venus in the 12th house is also exalted being here. Venus in Aquarius's house may feel a little bit more detached. So if you're not feeling this energy already, it will be coming up. February 4th is where this transit steps in. Venus will go retrograde this year, starting on March 1st. So you'll kind of see it going in between your 12th and your 11th houses, whether this is something you truly believe in or are you actually connected to the right group of people, all right, whatever your beliefs are. Saturn and Pisces in your 11th house. I feel like you're going to be structured for sure. Very disciplined in who you're hanging around. Saturn being in the 11th house, I like this energy because it typically rules that house. All right, it rules the 10th and the 11th house. So you may find that being innovative right now, or not afraid to be very disciplined and structured. But not only that, I feel like heavy on your responsibilities or what your duties are. All right, within the specific community of people is going to be of significance. Neptune and Pisces, obviously we spoke about imagination and creativity, spirituality, heavy, big on this Piscean energy coming up for February. There's about 6 to 7 transits within a specific time frame, and where this conjunction of planets are going to be working heavily in your 11th house. All right, new moon in Pisces happening on the 27th with Saturn in Pisces semi-sextile out over to Chiron in Aries on the 27th as well. The conjunction of the North Node in Neptune happening on the 7th of the month. This is going to be within the next, what is that, week or so. All right. The moon will be in Gemini by then. Very adaptable type of energy. All right, so that conjunction specifically is going to bring in communication. With the moon being in Gemini, heavily conjuncting with Piscean energy, they're mutable energies. So you're going to find that either you're receiving messages in your dream state, or, you know, you're getting extra creative and socializing with others more, that type of thing. All right, Aries in the 12th house, house of the unknown, subconscious imagination and inspiration. You're seeing where your healing is taking place when it comes to what's inspiring you. All right, you might have a heavy connection to spirituality, all right, or just feeling that there's this core wound that you're not able to let go of. All right, it may feel that it's connected to, I don't want to call it like past life, but this can definitely be where you feel like there's a need to escape something, all right, in order for you to heal. All right, let's get into your Oracle of the Radiant Sun. So Taurus, you have the opposition of the 5th and the 11th houses here with Aquarius and Leo. So this is where the sun is shining currently right now and where the full moon is happening in February. But you're also being seen here pertaining to your 12th house. So if you are unafraid, let's just say Mars in Aquarius's energy can be the rebel, right? Unafraid to express how you feel within those that are in positions of authority. They may actually give you some sort of respect, okay? But you may be taking a risk here. All right, with Aries in the 12th house, I'm seeing that's Saturn's energy. All right, so be careful that you're not experiencing loss if you continue to just try to take a leap of faith and you're not getting back what you think that you deserve. You may have the key to something. You might actually be able to step into some sort of fortune here, but your rebelliousness or your stubbornness can actually kick you in the ass, okay? Let's move on. Let's get into Gemini. All right, you guys, let's see. All right, so Gemini, in your first house, you got Jupiter retrograding in Gemini, which is going direct in your first house now on February 4th. All right, Jupiter has been here retrograding since October. I don't know if you felt that you needed to focus on who you were as a person, how you wanted to represent yourself out. If you wanted to change your look, this could have just been your appearance, all right, or heavy focus on just self, okay? Anytime Jupiter is being reviewed, it's almost as if, where can you grow? Where can you expand? All right, this can be like if you want to be focused on traveling more. Okay, it's like, where would you go? Where would you more so fit in? Where would you feel comfortable expressing yourself as who you are? All right. Cancer in your second house. This is where Mars is retrograding, won't go direct until February 23rd for you. This is your house of money, values, possessions. There's a heavy emphasis on you needing to save right now. Mars and Cancer can cause a lot of trouble in the home environment. All right. So just be careful on what you're spending your money on, what you have in the home environment to feel that it's valuable. It could be like possessions or whatever it is. It could be like antiques and things like that, because these are things of value. All right. So you could be finding that you're having a hard time right now within your house of money. All right. Leo in the third house. This is the house of communication. Um, Full moon in Leo for you. All right, so you're going to hear some important information come in on February 12th or by February 12th, where there's I guess some sort of contract that comes to completion. All right, if you're going to have an important business meeting or just something that is of significance, it could be that you need to share your ideas with someone or speak your truth about something. Whatever is being illuminated in your third house, I feel like you just kind of have to stand up and speak up for yourself. All right, Virgo in the fourth house. This is where your South Node energy is. So you're going to find that there's a lot of karmic challenges in your house of home, past life issues, but you're also coming out of here with a natural gift. All right, you could be surrounding yourself in comforts or being very much in divine feminine energies overall. So this could just be that, you know, you're going to be noticing that you're being challenged here. South Node is not to keep you comfortable. It's for you to step out of your comfort zone. So it's like in the perfect spot for you because it's in the house of home. All right. Libra in the fifth house, this is where you have your power. So it could be that you're very creative right now. You're expressing the energy of love. You're, you know, stepping into pleasure and happiness. It could be that you're finding new ways to self-express. And that's where you feel like you have a sense of power. Okay. Scorpio in the sixth house, this is your house of health and hard work. So you may find that you're very much devoted and have been sacrificing being of service to others and something that you may be feeling like you're contracted to or that you're in partnership with. All right, Juno will step into Sagittarius by February 19th, and that will step into your seventh house. All right, and that's going to meet there with the last quarter moon happening in Sagittarius. So there could be like an ending or some sort of adjustment or something that's being illuminated pertaining to your marriage or partnership specifically for you because it sits in that house. All right. Where you're going to be noticing, I don't know if there's some sort of adjustment that needs to take place um, within your marriage, specifically, any type of partnership or a contract, a legal contract that you have here. Something will be coming to an end. Last quarter moon is like a switch up. All right. Capricorn in the eighth house, the house of sex and deep emotional feelings, transformation, where you're meant to face your fears. You have Palace here. All right, which is the asteroid of wisdom and knowledge. You could have been gaining knowledge about spiritual things, all right, how do you call this, mysterious things that may have caught your interest here. All right, Palace ends up stepping into Aquarius, so it won't be here for much longer. It's going to step out on February 16th, and it will step then into your ninth house. So you're going to be learning more about spirituality. I feel like this has a lot to do with some sort of partnership that you may have because Vesta is in what you do for work. And because it's been really tapped into what you do for work, and now it's being contracted here with Juno stepping into Sag in your seventh, something either comes to an end or is adjusted so that way, where as you continue to transform, you're stepping directly into the energy of what you're gaining knowledge about. That's the way it's supposed to work. Okay. Aries and Capricorn is all about sex, desire, and creativity. So maybe you'll find something that you want to get creative with here. Obviously, your eighth house is the house of sex, so you could find that you want to be a little bit more intimate with your partner. All right. And if you are not intimate with your partner, that's where you would find that you're going to be releasing your partner. Okay. As we just spoke about the last quarter moon in Sag being your seventh house. Aquarius is in your ninth house. Once again, this is where Palace ends up stepping in on February 16th. You got Eros that steps in on the 14th of February. Valentine's Day, by the way. All right. So it will be meeting with the Sun in Aquarius, Mercury in Aquarius, which is actually stepped in already today. We've got Sirius in Aquarius, Sappho in Aquarius, Pluto in Aquarius, New Moon in Aquarius. There's a lot of energy happening overall in your ninth house. So this is of higher learning, spirituality, foreign travels. You could be wanting to get adventurous and just kind of head out and do things that you've never done before. The sun is now shining on you being optimistic and being free to go do whatever it is that you want, right? Aquarius is a very independent type of energy. Mercury in the ninth house here is at its detriment, but it's giving you this energy of wanting intellectual pursuits. Okay, that's what I feel this is. Now, because Mercury in Aquarius in the ninth house has a lot to do with messages, you may find that you're getting spiritual messages more so, or if you are tapped into, where's the Vesta for you once again? In Scorpio in your sixth house. That's what I'm feeling. From the sixth house to the ninth house is more so for you like a square. From Scorpio to Aquarius's energy is a square. All right, so you may find that there's a lot of tension, whether you want to go out and do something, but you feel kind of, I don't want to say restricted, but you feel connected to something that has like a sacrifice or something that you have to be devoted to where you can't really get out and get about. You know what I mean? But the sun in Aquarius is telling you to go and do that. Although the sun in Aquarius is at its fall, or should I say at its detriment, doesn't normally work well there. But you have Mercury here giving you some sort of information. You could be finding that you are nurturing more of your spirituality. All right. Foods that you feed your body, how you're nurturing others, how you're sharing the information or the wisdom that you have so far about whatever is happening in your ninth house. All right. It could be something, again, artistic that you do. Just start exploring this transformation within the next 20 years that's happening for you overall in your ninth house, because it has a lot to do with your spiritual journey. All right. New moon in Aquarius happening. Chinese New Year for the wood snake is stepping in. So you could be definitely feeling very wise. Okay. And feeling like you're tapping into something that brings a sense to your, I don't want to say psychic abilities, but it's heightening your intuition. All right. The psychic ability thing is going to be happening in your 10th house. So you're going to feel that this is part of your professional aspiration. You're really pushing through with this public image here. You have the asteroid of Psyche in Pisces, all right, which is illuminating the energy of your soul, your consciousness, your mind, and what you're feeling here pertaining to your North Node, your destiny. All right, Venus in Pisces is giving you this energy of love that you want to put out there, and it's your duty to be responsible for expressing this type of energy at this time. Saturn being in Pisces also gives you a balance of this masculine, feminine energy where you have to be more structured and disciplined surrounding what you do for your career or how you're meant to be surrounded by others, like your reputation being on the line pretty. So you want to feel respected in the 10th house. Neptune in Pisces is where you're using your imagination and getting creative for whatever you do creatively in your career, okay? And then the new moon in Pisces will take place on the 27th. So Saturn in Pisces also semi-sextile to Chiron in Aries in your 11th house, meaning there's a core wound that you're having here with a specific community of people here that might feel a little bit tense on the 27th, but then you'll have that new moon in Pisces where it feels like you've, liberated yourself here with a sense of authority in your energy. So yes, Chiron is in Aries. It is the wounded healer. You have Venus stepping into Aries on February 4th out of your 10th house and into the 11th. So whatever Venus is going to be doing here in the 11th house, you may feel a little bit detached where you can go focus on a specific core wound. All right. Taurus in your 12th. This is the most significant and where you feel like there's been a lot of chaos surrounding your house of the subconscious. So you may feel like you really can't sleep much. You feel imprisoned. You can be getting ill a lot. All right. There could be this energy of just like you wanting to use your imagination and getting creative. But that energy is like, how do I say it? It's more supposed to be sexed out over to your career. So you have this energy of wanting to be structured and disciplined and authoritative, but you also have Venus and Pisces. So you're very balanced in what you do for your career, but with Uranus creating some sort of massive, chaos in the house of your subconscious state, you could be like in the energy of the unknown or feeling imprisoned or wanting to stay away from people at this time. That's going to be, your commitment is going to be tested here if it has anything to do connected to spirituality with the first quarter moon happening on the 5th of the month. Uranus goes direct on January 30th. So if you've been dealing with that type of energy, it will go direct by January 30th. All right. No more chaos surrounding your subconscious state. All right, let's get your cards out here. Let's see what's going on. Whoa. There's a heavy highlight of see fixed energies here for you. It's giving me more so this Leo's energy is here. Your third house is being pointed out, as well as your sixth. So what you do for work and communication, you have a lot of endurance here, and it looks like the type of energy that you're connected to, it's very much protected. Who is it protected by? A specific community of people. All right. So whatever type of communication you're receiving or whatever type of work you do, it's very much protected by a specific community of people. That's what I'm getting for you. So your emotional state could be of significance. I'm seeing the sun and the moon with Venus's energy here. So anything surrounded by, like, let's just say children, because it's coming through as Leo's energy, that could be technically connected to the fifth house. Let's just say you're mothering, right? With the moon in Aries, you could be overly protective about children. That's what I feel this is. All right. So you feel that you want to overly protect, or you want to, like, grab a hold of, you know what I mean? Some sort of controlling type of energy, and that could be Saturn and Pisces in the 10th house for you. You can feel like your reputation's on the line, like you almost want to strangle somebody here because of what you do for work or who you've been collaborating with. Let's just say it like that. All right, Gemini. It could be that you're frustrated, but the sun and Scorpio's energy could be connected to, again, your emotional energy. All right, it's the energy of water. Let's move on to Cancer. I can't even see my cursor. Okay. I'm like going crazy. All right, let's get into Cancer. Did I miss it? Oh, here it is. Like, what's going on? All right, Cancer. You got Mars retrograding in your first house. Obviously, Mars in your first house would be seen as at its detriment. For you, it works well. You're showing who you are as a person. Okay. Mars is typically the ruler of the first house. So you have a lot of power here. You could be in the energy of taking action with something. All right. Mars is going direct on February 23rd for you. And Cancer, I believe we spoke about many different placements in your sign, and we'll go over those at the end because I like the way that your chart is lined up right now. I don't feel that you're afraid of anything at this time, and you shouldn't be. It's actually a good thing for you. So full moon in Leo is happening in your second house on February 12th. All right, this is your house of money, values, possessions. There could be something that's illuminated, something that has to be released, or a heavy focus on what this new moon in Pisces is going to bring up for you. All right, after this full moon in Leo takes place. We'll get there in a second. Virgo in your third house. This is your house of communication, transportation, local community. It can include your siblings or cousins. All right, just could be anybody that you're socializing with. South Node energy is a karmic challenge or a past life issue, or again, a natural gift that you may be tapping into here. All right, so it could be that you have a specific gift coming in where you're able to tap into something communicative, whatever that is. You may be a public speaker, you may be asked to use a specific gift that you had to be able to communicate. Okay. Libra in your fourth house. This is where you have a sense of power. It's surrounded by the home, the comfort, a divine feminine energy. Could be a mother figure that you feel you have a sense of power. All right. Scorpio in your fifth. This is where in your house of pleasure, love, creativity, self-expression, children, there's a heavy connection to devotion or sacrifice here. All right. You may feel that you have some sort of partnership or connection, whatever this is here with Juno and Scorpio in your fifth. Juno's going to be ingressing into your sixth house. So you're going to notice that whatever this partner marriage connection is connected to what you do for work or heavily connected to health. So if you're meant to be of service to other people and help those that have health issues, that could be of significance. All right. We've got the last quarter moon coming up in Sagittarius. That's going to join with Juno in Sagittarius. All right. And that's going to be happening on the 19th and the 20th of February. So you'll kind of notice this energy taking place around your 5th and your 6th houses, connected to your house of pleasure, love, and creativity, and what you do for work. All right. And whatever you're, feeling like you're partnered with or committed to, connected to what you have to sacrifice and devote yourself for or to. All right. Capricorn in the 7th house. This is your house of relationships and legal contracts. Could also do with partnerships as well. You've been learning something here. All right. Learning about something that you've been contracted to. Pallas is actually going to be heading into Aquarius, as well as Eros is going to be heading into Aquarius in your 8th house. All right. That's where the sun is shining for you right now. But what it's been working on for you here, this has to do with something that you do creatively, that you truly desire. You've been gaining a lot of knowledge and wisdom about it. And this is going to be some sort of legal contract that possibly may actually flow right into the way that you receive money from someone else's resources, I want to say. 8th house has all to do with let's just say loans or whatever this may be here. It could have a lot to do with taxes. Like, you may be learning about something that's preparing you here for you to really like transform your life in some sort of way. Aquarius's energy is very innovative, very eccentric. So you may be doing just something very unique. All right. The sun is in Aquarius at this time. Mercury is now in Aquarius. Mercury in Aquarius in the 8th house has this connection of, I don't know, it's kind of giving me like a Mercury and Scorpio type of energy. You could have like news of death, or the news of something coming to an end, or the news that something transforms or something like that coming up in February here. So that will be taking place with Mercury in Pisces, then heading into your 9th house by February 14th. All right. So something will end up until something new begins, is what I feel. Sirius in Aquarius here is the asteroid of parenting, nurturing, agriculture. It's sitting again in the 8th house for you. So I like this placement here for you because Pluto is here. All right, Sirius is here. Whatever you're doing pertaining to like self-care or however you're nurturing yourself here, it gives this heavy emphasis on what your transformation is. I feel like this is a walkthrough for you. All right, whatever this new moon in Aquarius is bringing up here for you, it's tapping you into your deep emotional feelings, facing your fears, getting ready for you to transform your life around. And it's connecting here with the year of the snake. All right, very intuitive, very intuitive. How do you say it? Sensitive type of energies, because your 8th house is water, right? It has to do with fluidity. It has to do with passion, right? And what you desire. So this is a heavy emphasis of what are you transforming in your life, connected to whatever your artistic abilities are, your sexual expression, and or you having some sort of partnership with those of the same sex. All right. Pisces in your 9th. This is North Node energy. Whatever you're learning about here could be heavily pertaining to spirituality. All right. Psyche is here, which is the asteroid of the soul, the consciousness, the mind. You're going to be seeing it jump all the way through the signs of Aries, Taurus, and Gemini, hitting that of being in Pisces now from your 10th to your 11th to your 12th. The psyche has all to do with your mind, all right? Your the way that you think, what you connect it to, and the energy of your soul. So being that it's starting right now in the house of spirituality, it'll be carried into how you want to present yourself out, your reputation, the community of people you surround yourself by, as well as when it steps into Gemini and it goes retrograde, you'll be noticing that it's going to be in the house of your subconscious state. Okay, so you're going to be noticing here that you're very much needing to be balanced when it comes to how you're using your conscious mind opposed to your subconscious mind. All right. Venus in Pisces in the 9th house. I like this energy. It may be that you're exploring different partnerships or exploring the world and wanting to travel and learn about, foreign people, foreign foods. Venus is connected to foods. All right. So Venus is actually going retrograde this year. It's going to be happening on March 1st through April 12th, and where it actually ingresses back into Pisces. Once it goes direct, it will enter back into your 9th house. So Venus will be in the middle of the 9th and 10th for you during the month of March. Just getting yourself prepared for where it is right now, stepping into Aries. It's going to step into your 10th. All right. So this will be like in between your 9th and 10th. And then once it retrogrades back, you'll be noticing that you have this very adventurous type of feel with someone that you're connected to spiritually, is what I feel. All right, Saturn and Pisces, there's some sort of structure surrounded by you gaining higher knowledge. And again, it's wherever you're expanding your mindset. All right. Neptune and Pisces as well, using that imagination to get creative. Whatever it is that you are creating here, this is what's going to be exposed by this new moon in Pisces on the 27th. That same day, we'll see a semi-sextile energy to Chiron and Aries. So whatever it is that is holding up the energy of where your career wounds are and how your public image is, this has a lot to do with the way that you're presenting yourself professionally as well. All right. So I feel like whatever their creativity is, it's starting back with what's happening in your third house. There's a lot of communication, what you do for work and your career. That type of thing is going to be of significance for you here in February. All right. Neptune will conjunct the North Node in Pisces on February 7th. This is heavy in your ninth house. Again, heavy spirituality for you here, Cancer. All right. So, what else am I looking? Oh, Taurus in the 11th house for you. So your placements, and what I like is that you have Mars in the first, which rules the first house. I like that you have Uranus that is in the 11th. I love that you have Pluto in the 8th house, because these are all placements in which those houses are ruled by. You also have Jupiter in the 12th. So for you, Cancer, all four of the placements within the chart works 100% well for you. Even if it's in a different sign, it's sitting in its ruling home. All right. So when it comes to transformation, when it comes to the community of people that you're being reviewed with right now, what's happening in your career is perfect. Where you're expanding and you're growing pertaining to your subconscious state and your imagination and how you've been getting creative, it's a really big deal here. So this first quarter moon that happens in Taurus on February 5th, and where this week we're seeing the new moon in Aquarius, your commitments will be tested from whatever has transformed in your life. All right. Uranus is going direct this upcoming Thursday. So whatever has been creating chaos or surrounding you by a specific community of people, over and done with. Okay. Jupiter retrograding in Gemini. There could have been a review of your subconscious state, Cancer, or how you've been utilizing this energy of knowledge in order for you to grow and get expansive with something that you have connections to with spirituality even. All right. Or how you've been using your imagination to be inspiring to other people. All right, let's get your cards out here. Let's see what's going on in your energy. You've got a lot of moon energy here, so you're heavily in your divine feminine energy for the month of February, and I feel that for sure. All right, it's giving me the first house, the sixth house, the ninth house for you with the moon energies here. So for you, once again, that's going to be where Mars is in Cancer. This is who I am. This is how I represent myself out. All right, you could be a very protective type of energy, as I'm seeing moon in Aries. Aries has where Mars is in its ruling home. All right, with the moon in Sagittarius and where you're being optimistic is where in your ninth house there is nothing but higher learning, spirituality, foreign travels, where the North Node is like heading directly to your destiny. Heavy on Piscean energy here. All right, so for you, it kind of works well because Pisces is immutable energy. It's sitting in a mutable house, very adaptable, very versatile, and very flexible with, you know, where you're being optimistic and where your career may be taking you, as we're speaking about Aries being in your 10th. All right. I'm also seeing the sixth house being illuminated for you here, which is going to be that of Sagittarius energy. And this is where the mutable moon cycle will start. Last quarter moon in Sag. All right. And we're looking at where Juno is going to be joining in Sag the day before. All right. That last quarter moon takes place. So a heavy focus on order in your life, work. All right. Your health, keeping yourself in equilibrium, mind, body, spirit, so that you're in alignment with where you need to go. All right. Let's move on. Let's get into Leo. All right, Leo, full moon. All right, you're in the spotlight this month for February. We've got full moon in Leo on February 12th in your first house. It looks like you're about to get yourself together. All right, you're going to stand in the spotlight here. Obviously, you are ruled by the sun. So the sun opposing in your seventh house at this time in the sign of Aquarius. All right. It could feel that something's that is detriment for you here, uncomfortability, but I see the spotlight being on you this month, February 12th of significance. Okay. So surrounding yourself by loving people. All right. People that support you and who you are as a person could be heavily significant. Something here is going to be released. All right. Where it's been affecting you personally. First house is like a personal house. All right. Virgo in your second house, South Node in Virgo. This is where you've been dealing with a lot of karmic challenges, possibly with money, with your values, with possessions, with connections of self-esteem, your confidence, whatever this may be. It feels like South Node is meant to push you out of your comfort zone more so that you can head towards your destiny. And that could be affecting you more so in your comfortability and what money looks like for you. Okay. Libra in the third house is the house of communication. You have a sense of power here. So whatever you're communicating out to the world, it may feel like you're coming through in a way of like showing vengeance. You know what I mean? So just be careful how you're expressing yourself there. Libra is supposed to be coming through with the energy of love. All right. So typically in your chart, that's just the way that you are meant to be expressing yourself is through the energy of love. You're ruled by Venus in the third house. All right. Let's look at Scorpio in your fourth. All right. So here you have some sort of connection to spirituality. All right. Maybe you're partnered with someone. It could be a divine feminine energy overall. It's surrounding your home and your comfort energy. All right. Juno is going to actually step out on February 19th into the sign of Sagittarius. So if there's anything pertaining to like commitment or partnership, that's going to be heading into your fifth house. Pleasure, love, creativity, self-expression, or your happiness, your peace, your joy, your contentment, everything is going to be aligned, and whatever is no longer serving you, it will be released and you will be committed to that of what is bringing in pleasure into your life. All right. So this is going to be affecting of your fourth house and your fifth house. All right. It looks like here Vesta's been in your fourth house. It will be there for the remaining of the time. So whatever it feels like you're being devoted to or sacrificing for, it's more so in your home environment. Okay. Vesta obviously goes retrograde March 22nd. It will remain retrograde up until it goes direct on June 14th. So this would be a period of time where you feel there's a heavy emphasis on your home environment, but it will still stay in the sign of Scorpio. Scorpio is a very possessive type of energy. So you may feel whatever's in your home is yours. You know what I mean? That type of energy. Sagittarius in the fifth house, again, last quarter moon, is going to set off the mutable moon cycle for you. This is going to be affecting your second house, your fifth house, your eighth house, your 11th house for the month of February. All right. And heading into March, actually. Anytime what you're releasing here has to do with what's not pleasurable in the fifth house. You rule the fifth house. So if it ain't shining for you, you don't want it. Okay. That's what it's given. Capricorn in the sixth house for you is the house of health and hard work, which is where Pallas is in Capricorn, Aries is in Capricorn. These are the asteroids of wisdom and knowledge, as well as with the desire, creativity, and sex. All right. So you may find that, let's just say, there's a heavy emphasis on focusing on your health here. All right, whether it's your sexual health or getting creative and going after something that you desire with putting knowledge about, people's health could be of significance, or what you do for work could be connected to helping others or being of service to others in health. Maybe this is where you're gaining knowledge. All right, but Pallas is getting ready to step in with arrows in the sign of Aquarius on February 14th and 16th, and this will be stepping into your seventh house. All right, so it could be that, you're gaining information, doing something creative when it comes to like a specific partnership or a relationship with someone, or feeling contracted to where the sun is shining in a specific partnership here. And again, it could have something to do with like you being connected with health, right? Mind, body, spirit, bringing this into your workplace. It's kind of giving me like focusing heavily on creating some sort of partnership here. You got Mercury in Aquarius that stepped in today. It's actually going to be moving out in the month of February, the 14th. All right. So as it's going to be where you might feel that you're communicating more with relationships or specific partnerships, or having this connection of feeling like you want to sign some sort of contract or something. Mercury is the great placement for that. All right. I'm seeing here Sirius is also in Aquarius. So if you're in this energy of nurturing and parenting and focusing on self-care as well, you could be finding that you're nurturing and parenting those that you're partnered with, have relationships with. It could be children as well. All right. If you are older, feminine or masculine energy, it doesn't matter. All right. Sirius will be moving out, with Sappho moving out as well, being in the sign of Aquarius right now, as Pallas and Eros is moving into Aquarius. You have these two asteroids moving out and moving into your 8th house here. All right. So whatever Pluto's doing in your 7th house transforming, you'll see that happening with this new moon in Aquarius. Whatever shifts are getting ready to take place with this Chinese New Year, all right, happening on the same day. You're using your imagination to get creative is what I feel this is. All right, whatever you're bringing in, you're moving all these artistic abilities, this sexual expression, all of this energy is moving into your 8th house. So you can find that you're really interested in your deep emotional feelings, facing your fears. You're interested in sex. This is right now like your North Node is in Pisces. Pisces is your 8th house. You want to be more loving and caring and connected emotionally is what I feel. All right. So your psyche is in Pisces as well. It's connected with your soul, your consciousness, your mind. It's also connected to the energy of water. Okay. So subconsciously and consciously, you want to feel connected in love. Venus is actually at its detriment in the 8th house for you, but being in the sign of Pisces, it's exalted. So whatever love that you have to get out there, I feel like if it's towards a partner, they're feeling the energy. All right. Saturn is in Pisces. Neptune is in Pisces. There's this heavy wanting structure surrounding your transformation in your life at this time, especially if it's included into spirituality. All right. So the new moon in Pisces is taking place on the 27th. On the same day, you're going to see Saturn in Pisces semi-sextile Chiron in Aries, which is from your 8th house to your 9th house. Those two energies, you're tapping into spirituality and you're healing some sort of core wound and where you've been experiencing some sort of transformation in your life. That's what that is. Neptune in Pisces conjuncts the North Node in Pisces on the 7th of February. And this is going to be where you feel that you're highly connected to a very transformative type of state in your life and where you're not afraid to face your fears anymore. Okay. With whatever this is. Venus is actually going to be stepping out of Pisces and into the sign of Aries in your 9th house. All right. Very lustful type of energy. So you may find that you may be connected to like a foreign person. Venus in Pisces, Venus in Aries being in the 9th house could be connected to someone foreign. It could be something spiritual, to be honest. Okay. It is the house of spirituality. It is connected to higher knowledge. So whatever you're putting your mind into, all right, or whatever you feel connected to emotionally, Venus is like your confidence. I feel confident in moving forward with this spiritual gift or whatever this is that's coming in for you. Whatever you have an emotional connection of love to. Okay. This is actually stepping in with Chiron, so you're going to be like healing this inner wound that you may have. All right. Taurus in the 10th house. This is your house of career. You're going to find that there's been a lot of challenges for you here since September the 1st, heading into the Thursday of this week, January 30th. All right, where it actually goes direct. This has to do a lot with your public image or your professional life, your career. All right, something will change. First quarter moon in Taurus happens on February 5th, which is next week on Wednesday. All right, you're going to see that the energy starts gaining momentum for you to start focusing on your career life. That's what I feel this is. All right, Gemini in the 11th house. This is the house of companions. All right, so Jupiter retrograding in Gemini at this time. You may be reviewing who your true friends are. All right, the house of companions could be like those that are closest to you, that you socialize with, you network with, that type of thing. If you feel that you can't expand with these people, they're not meant to be surrounded by your energy, to be honest with you. But Jupiter is a heavy, like prosperous type of energy. So if someone surrounds you that doesn't want you to prosper, they're probably not the best for you. That's what I feel in the house of companions. All right. Cancer in the 12th house. This is going to be where Mars is at its fall here. All right. It's not comfortable in the sign of Cancer. It is technically messing with your subconscious state, all right, your imagination, or how you're meant to be inspiring to other people, tapping into the energy of love and compassion and vulnerability. The 12th house could be that you choose to escape a lot, all right, being afraid to face your fears. And I understand it's a very subconscious type of energy, but if you get creative or you find something to do here, that actually you can put action towards, because Mars is action. Cancer's energy, it could be literally mothering, or it could be just I would say Cancer is like the home environment. So anything that you find to be revealing your specific truth. Like, let's just say you love to decorate, right? Like, go decorating your home could be of significance and where you can take action and get creative and use your imagination, things like that. All right. Let's see. Let's get into your cards here. Let's see what the Oracle of the Radiant Sun wants to say. Oh, you got an enterprise coming up. I like it. So, Leo, all right. You've got Jupiter in Aries, which I like this energy. For you specifically, this is fire, all right, with Aries energy, and that's tapping in with your ninth house. All right, so this is all about you starting like a spiritual business specifically. All right, the sun being in your sign, obviously, is at its detriment right now in the house of partnerships. But once again, whatever you're connecting with here and where the sun is shining for you, you're about to get some sort of contract signed. All right, you've got heavy on business with bringing in fortune, lots of fortune. You may do something that you maybe be very empathic. I'm seeing Piscean energy here for you. And again, the Piscean energy is what's happening in your 8th house. You're transforming. All right. I feel like you're about to start tapping into something spiritual. You might be receiving messages. You might be hearing things. All right. You might be hearing things, receiving messages from spirit. If you have pets, you could be highly connected to pets at this time as well. All right. You're shining. I mean, this is your energy, right, Leo? Like you're shining exactly where you need to be. And you could be heavily focused on gaining information about starting up some sort of business here. And it could be a spiritual one because Aries sits in your 9th house. Okay. Let's move on to Virgo. So Virgo, starting off with your chart. Obviously, the South Node just stepped in on the 111 portal of January 2025. So this is a new thing for you. You are dealing with karmic challenges right now, past life issues, but you're also going to be tapping into a natural gift. Okay. What that is, you're probably going to find out with the way that you start expressing yourself out to the world. Very big deal here. You're going to start feeling these energies once the eclipses start. So we already had a full moon lunar eclipse in Pisces that happened back in September 17th of 2024. So you would have found that, within these 6 months here up until we hit the following full moon lunar eclipse, which is happening in the sign of Virgo this time, it's opposing your 1st house and your 7th house. So you may notice that there are some shifts that are taking place in your life that are purposely there to experience change within yourself as well as in your partnerships. All right, Libra in the 2nd house for you is where you have a sense of power at this time. You're going after money, values, and possessions with vengeance. All right, you're probably gaining in lots of resources at this time as well. I'm seeing here Scorpio in your 3rd house is just a house of communication. So spiritually, you may be hearing from somebody that's bringing in a sense of connection to whatever seems to be a partnership that you have with somebody, because you also have Juno and Scorpio here. Both of these energies, sacrificing and devoting, feeling committed to someone in marriage. This could be of significance, or talks of these type of things coming around you here while Vesta's in Scorpio and Juno's in Scorpio as well. You may be looking to get married. I don't know. Or maybe just talks of it, looking into the contracts or the details of what is to come with this energy. All right. We have here Vesta is going to be retrograding on March 22nd in the sign of Scorpio. So there will be a review of paperwork possibly that needs to be looked over. All right. But this is the connection of the asteroid of spirituality. So you want to be sure that whatever you're committing to or whatever you're sacrificing and devoting yourself to, you're fully ready to go by the energy of June 14th, where it goes direct at 5 degrees of Scorpio. All right. Now, Juno is getting ready to ingress into the sign of Sagittarius on February 19th. It will remain in Sagittarius up until April 16th, where it will retrograde back into Scorpio. Okay. We'll see it go direct by July 11th. So this whole spirituality thing with connections to commitment of whatever communication is coming through, or if there's some sort of shared information, all right, a contract or something that needs to be reviewed, you'll see it coming in between this 3rd house, 4th house energy. Overall, with your house of communication, it could be short travels. And it could be connected to a home, a divine feminine energy, or something about comfort. Okay. Last quarter moon in Sagittarius will take place on the 20th of the month, where Juno steps in on the 19th. So whatever this partnership marriage type of thing is, I don't know if you're like buying a home or something. Okay. It could be like a contract to a home environment. That could be of significance here for you, Virgo. All right, but something comes to be either reviewed or released, or some sort of adjustment takes place where it looks like you end up taking over for a couple months and then it's reviewed again. All right, just be careful there. Capricorn in the 5th house. This is your house of pleasure, love, creativity, self-expression. All right, it can involve children. Your pleasure, again, your happiness, your joy, your contentment, your peace in your life. You're gaining a lot of wisdom here, and it could be with the connections of what is it that you truly desire. It could be something that you do creatively. All right, what drives your sexual attention, to be honest with you. I see that as well. All right, Palace is a very intellectual energy, so you may be connected to somebody in love that sparks your mind space and you're like blown away by this person. Okay. I don't know, but it's given that type of energy. Palace and Eros are going to actually ingress into the sign of Pisces by February 14th and of the 16th. All right. So this is like mid-month, right after that full moon in Leo. All right. Which is going to be in your 2nd house. So we're looking at here. Let's see. Let's see. Aquarius in your 5th. I'm just looking for the other asteroids, and where Eros and Pallas are getting ready to step into Aquarius, 2 other asteroids are stepping out of Aquarius and into the sign of Pisces. So that's going to be Ceres, that is in Aquarius, all about your asteroid of parenting and nurturing and agriculture and self-care. All right. And then where your artistic abilities are, you could be interested in partners with the same sex, as it's going to be stepping out of your 5th house and into your 6th house. Maybe you're connected with people in the work environment, all right, that you're connected with and have close connections where you're gathering information and whatever this is here. We got Mercury in Aquarius currently today. So whatever it is that you do creatively, you're gaining a lot of information about. By the middle of February, you're going to be seeing Mercury step into the sign of Pisces, coming and stepping into your 6th house as well. Mercury is exalted, or should I say it is exalted, I guess you can say that, but it's also at its domicile energy in your ruling house, which is the 6th house. So you're very analytical, efficient, very detail oriented. You've like have everything organized, everything is in order. It could be that your health is on point. I mean, there's a lot of things going on here for you. All right, but where the sun is shining for you right now is pleasure. Go have fun. Don't hold yourself back. Whatever you're gaining information about, keep it going. All right. You've got these 2 asteroids getting ready to step into Pisces, coming out of your 5th house and into your 6th. And then you've got those energies coming out of your, hold on a second. What is this? Okay, it's your 6th house heading into your 7th. Sorry. Your 6th house heading into your 7th. All right. There's going to be a heavy highlight on your partnership this month. Big deal. All right. Big deal. So what I'm looking at here also is the North Node in Pisces, Psyche in Pisces, Venus in Pisces, Saturn in Pisces, Neptune in Pisces, North Node in Pisces, with both of these asteroids stepping out of Aquarius in the 6th house and into the 7th, Sirius and Sappho. A lot of artistic abilities, a lot of self-care, a lot of North Node energy in your partnerships and relationships and whatever contracts you're going after. It's given heavy structure, using your imagination and getting creative. It's a big deal because you have like Neptune conjuncting the North Node. It's going to put you in alignment with your purpose here. All right. And where or who you're supposed to be in partnership with. This has a lot to do with what I feel is going on in the background over there in your 4th and what is it? In your 3rd and 4th houses, with whatever contracts you're going through here and the home environment and who you're going to be partnered with in marriage. I feel like this has a lot to do with that. Okay. A whole lot to do with that. Very interesting. Let me just fix this here. There we go. All right, so yeah, this is a big deal for you, Pisces. 7th house with even the sun is going to be stepping in. All right, by I believe it's the 18th of February. So a heavy highlight on your love life this month. All right, your partnerships, your relationships, and who you're being contracted to, whether that's business, platonic, friendships, romance, whatever. All right, let's get into your 8th house. This is where you are dealing with a core wound here. All right, and I believe we have in your 7th a Saturn in Pisces semi-sextile to Chiron in Aries on the 27th with the new moon in Pisces as well. If there seems to be some sort of discomfort, it has to be because of a deep emotional feeling that you have. Very big deal. Chiron is meant to come in and deal with that core wound, and it has something to do with the specific fear that you have. Are you afraid of getting married? That's what I feel this is, because there's such a heavy highlight on your partnerships or your relationships or something that you have to be contracted to. You might be afraid. All right. This could be connected to a sexual partner, obviously. With Chiron and Aries being in your eighth house is all about sex, but it is connections to other things. So it could be like connections to someone else's resources if it's a business contract. All right. It could be the connections of you having to really focus on, I'm afraid because, you know, taxes are involved, whatever this is. All right. But I feel like it has something to do with spirituality. To be honest, it's a spiritual connection that you're looking for here. And if it's not expanding in the right way, then you're going to probably be a little bit more afraid, or this is a core wound that you have to get over. All right. Let's take a look at Taurus in the ninth house. What's going on here? All right. Something's changing here for you. You're tapping into higher learning, spirituality, foreign travels. Uranus has been retrograding since September the 1st, and it actually goes direct this week, Thursday. All right, so whatever is happening here for you, it's transforming your lifestyle. All right, the way that you are connected to your spiritual beliefs is what I want to say. There could have been some sort of chaos, or maybe you were indecisive or making changes, all right, with your spiritual beliefs. I just want to keep it at that. All right, the first quarter moon, you will be tested. So whatever happens here on February 5th, after Uranus goes direct on January 30th, you'll kind of notice which direction you're going in here and staying committed to just that. All right, Gemini in your 10th house is where Jupiter has been retrograding since back in October. It's going to go direct as well on February 4th. All right, so your retrogrades are happening in your 9th, your 10th, and your 11th. This happens to be your public image, your house of career, how you're being, you know, what are your aspirations, and then the people that you're, you know, your companions that you're surrounding yourself by here. All right, so whatever Jupiter is bringing in, it's bringing you a sense of abundance with your public image or your reputation as it goes direct on February 4th. And by the February 23rd, we'll see Mars go direct in your 11th house. Mars in the 11th, you could be the rebel. All right, surrounded by your community of people. That's what it's given. You could be a rebel. All right, Leo in the 12th house, this is where your full moon is taking place. It's happening in your house of the unknown, subconscious, your imagination, what inspires you. No wonder why you're so afraid. Because what is ahead of you, full moon energy will be illuminated and you are stepping into the unknown. You don't know where it's heading. All right, but it's good. It's a good energy. It's like whatever no longer, you know, serves you, you're going to be releasing it from this full moon in Leo. So it's good. It's done. All right. Whatever seems to be keeping you in this energy of feeling afraid is what I want to say, or the need to face a fear. I'm feeling that back in your 8th house. All right, let's get your cards out here, Virgo. Let's see what's going on. I wish I was able to tap into more tarot so that I can dig deep into you guys' chart, but I'm unable to do that right now. You might be taking a risk here, but you find this to be fulfilling. Whatever it is, whatever you're afraid of here, all right, it's coming through as the first house. It's because the South Node's in your sign. You feel like you're being karmically challenged, and you are with the South Node in Virgo. You feel like you're taking a risk here, and it's asking you to be assertive. It's like you need to make a decision and go, all right? You need to do something to fulfillment. This is 9th house energy. For you, the 9th house, again, is going to be Taurus, and whatever is creating some sort of chaos because it's trying to bring in revolutionary change overall. Okay. Don't be afraid. It's literally a spiritual journey. I can guarantee you that. All right. Don't be afraid. It will be illuminated to you because I feel like that full moon in Leo, it's sitting in the perfect placement for you. It's in the 12th house. Okay. Let's get into Libra. I think I actually have to stop at Libra and finish this reading out because I'm literally down to like no power on my phone and my laptop. We'll have to come back. Okay. Libra. Let's see. All right, Libra. Let's see what's going on in your chart. We have here in your first house is Lilith and Libra still there. All right. So this is the asteroid of power, of vengeance. All right. You want revenge with something? All right, you're like, this is who I am, and I'm going to show you who I am. Like in the first house, all right. You could be seeing that you have like this very sexual desire, all right, or just this aura around your vibes where you're like attracting nothing but attention is what I feel. All right. You've got Vesta and Scorpio in your second house, which is the asteroid of spirituality. You've got Juno and Scorpio, which is the asteroid of marriage and partnerships. People look at you like you're very valuable here, Libra. All right, or whatever you do or whatever you possess or whatever makes you feel like abundant in your energy, it's because you have some sort of connection to what you are sacrificing and devoting yourself to. It feels like you're fully committed to this. All right, whether that's literally your self-love. Second house is all about self-love. I love that energy for you. Scorpio's energy just gives this very like mysterious type of vibe to your energy. In the second house, obviously, Venus would be in Scorpio's energy, or Scorpio and being in Venus's energy would be at it like its detriment. But it just kind of gives this mysterious, like, don't play with me type of energy, okay? With whatever it is, your partnerships, your commitments, or this sense of value that you carry about yourself. I like it. Sagittarius in the third house, which is the house of communication. For you, this is where Juno is going to be stepping in on February 19th out of your second and into your third. All right. So whatever you're committed to here, it could be that you want to share your ideas, you're getting creative, you're socializing more, you're doing some sort of public speaking. You hold yourself to a specific standard here when it comes to who you surround yourself by and who you're communicating to. Last quarter moon in Sag, just like whatever's no longer releasing you here, with however, you know, whatever you're speaking about or whoever you're connected to or who you're sharing your ideas with. If it doesn't serve you, out of there. Last quarter moon in, is meant to bring in adjustments into your life. So with Juno stepping into Sagittarius on the 19th and the last quarter moon in Sagittarius happening on the 20th, this is literally from one day to the next. It's like whoever is no longer serving you, that treats you like value, you're no longer communicating with this person. Done. Okay. It's very simple. Capricorn in the fourth house, house of home and comfort and divine feminine energies. All right, we have here Palace in Capricorn, asteroid of wisdom and knowledge, and Eros, that is in Capricorn, which is the asteroid of sex, desire, and creativity. Both have been in the sign of Capricorn for a while now. All right, Capricorn's energy, obviously, sitting in the fourth house. It's at its detriment here. It's not comfortable, right? Capricorn rules over the 10th house. So you may have like this very authoritative type of energy in your home environment or a sense of where you want to bring comfort in. If you're surrounding yourself by other divine feminine energies, you have all this wisdom, all this knowledge, and people are intrigued by it. They like it. You're very desirable. They love your creativity. All right. So these energies are now stepping into your fifth house of creativity, of pleasure, of love. All right. As we are here currently in Aquarius season, Aquarius being your fifth house. What is going on with my thing? There we go. So the sun being in Aquarius right now, it's shining in its ruling house for you, right? So you're very abundant in this energy. You feel that you are very self-expressive. You're living in your purpose here. Mercury just stepped into Aquarius today. So again, if it has anything to do with communication, you're now like, listen, this is who I am. I can be creative. I can show you my hobbies. I can, you know, that type of thing. So whatever you're speaking here about, it could have a lot to do with parenting, nurturing, agriculture, or how you've been focusing on self-care with Ceres being in Aquarius. All right. It could be things that are containing or pertaining to your artistic abilities. All right. You may feel that you have a heavy connection with another feminine energy overall. It could be a younger child. Okay. Because the house, fifth house is all about children. Or maybe you do something artistic like connected to children. All right, so this is going to be something that transforms for you in the next 20 years with Pluto being in Aquarius in your fifth house. You may find that transformation takes place around the way that you self-express or the connection that you have to children. And then the new moon here happens on this week, Wednesday, the 29th, connected with the Chinese year of the wood snake. So again, if you're being imaginative and very sensitive and you have all this wisdom, all right, your intuitive abilities are going to be coming in to be able to persuade others and be passionate towards being like funny. All right, so try not to be too intimidating towards others is what I feel. Let's take a look at, again, Pallas and Eros stepping into the sign of Aquarius as Sirius and Sappho step out of Aquarius and into the sign of Pisces in your 6th house. So once again, your creative abilities are going to be now tapping into your psyche, the connection that you have with your soul, your mind, your consciousness versus the subconscious. It's Piscean energy. All right, what you do for work, how you're of service to other people, your day-to-day routines, focusing on your health, mind, body, spirit, right? North Node is in Pisces as well. So this is all pertaining to your destiny. Maybe you are meant to do work that helps others pertaining to the connection with health. All right, that could be part of your destiny here at this time. Venus in Pisces. Venus in Pisces could feel that whatever you do for work is discriminated being in the 6th house. I don't like it. It feels like you have a connection with someone, a very close connection with someone in the workplace, but it's because of the emotional attachment that you may share with this. So if it's the emotional connection with, like, let's say things that you do with children, or because it's something artistic and that's the way that you self-express, it's meant to be structured here in the 6th house with Saturn being there. And it's structured around your imagination, your creativity, and your connection even to spirituality and what you bring in with love and compassion and vulnerability in the energy. All right, so Neptune will conjunct the North Node on the February 7th. So this is all happening in your house of work, by the way. All right, so you'll notice that whatever is illuminated here is taking place in your 6th house. All right, where the new moon takes place on the 27th, and then that on that same day, we've got Saturn in Pisces, and what's structured in your workplace semi-sexed out over to your connection with your partnerships and your relationships or a legal contract. All right, so whatever core wound is surrounding your relationship home, this is where you're going to be feeling a little bit of tension, but it's meant for you to deal with it, right? Like, bring structure around that relationship or that specific contract. Taurus in the 8th house. This is the house of sex, deep emotional feelings. Uranus will then retrograde up until the 30th, which has been retrograding since September 1st. You guys, this for you here could have been very deep. It could have been having to face the fear that you may have been afraid of. Some sort of deep emotional feelings that you've been trying to overcome, or go through this transformation that's necessary, so that way when Uranus steps into Gemini in your 9th house this upcoming year in 2025, right, it's getting you ready for your spiritual journey. That's what this is for you. So where the first quarter moon is taking place on February 5th, for you here, this is going to be, let's just say your commitments are being tested. Are you pushing through with your transformation? Are you not afraid? Uranus is bringing in revolutionary change as it goes direct. All right. And this is a lot of fixed energy sitting in the 8th house. All right. You got Taurus, that's a fixed energy sitting in its house of its detriment. Once again, you've got Scorpio sitting in your house of your 2nd house of your values. All right, so this has to do with, like, either money situations, whether it's theirs or yours. It has a lot to do with your sex life, all right, whether you're involved or not. Have you faced your fears overall pertaining to your deep emotional feelings, and what changes have to come in for transformation? All right, but again, in the 2nd house, you're valuing yourself. You have a sense of, like, this is my spirituality. This is what I'm devoted to. You're going to value me. This is, self-esteem is up to par. Everything is good to go for you there. All right, this has to do with something else that you're dealing with here. All right, Gemini in the 9th house. This is the house of spirituality, higher learning. All right, foreign travels. Jupiter retrograding in Gemini has been here since October. All right, October, I believe the 9th, which was actually during your season. So you would have noticed a shift surrounding, like, your birthday season. All right, where Jupiter is now going direct. It's been happening surrounding your learning. All right, your spiritual learning. You may have been wanting to travel to farther places or connect to foreign people, that type of thing. All right, Cancer in your 10th house here. This is where Mars is retrograding. I like that Mars is in Cancer retrograding in your 10th, because Mars typically is exalted in the 10th. Although it's at its fall in Cancer, for you, you have this very, it's because of your astrological axis and the way that it sits, where it's kind of like sitting for you here as a benefit rather than working against you. All right, so once Mars goes direct on February 23rd, you'll notice that you'll have more drive when it comes to your career. And your career could be connected to something that you do pertaining to your feminine abilities. All right, it's in Cancer. So finding that if you're working with children, or you're using artistic abilities, or whatever this is, or you have some sort of spiritual sense, you're putting that public image out there. This is my reputation. This is who I am as a person. Once again, you had the South Node in your sign for a year and a half, right? It has shifted now to your 12th house. And where the South Node is saying, listen, you have a past life gift. You have been karmically challenged to tap into these vulnerabilities for you to be more sensitive, more caring. Use your imagination. Get creative. What can you do and bring out of your subconscious state, and where you may be dealing with some sort of afraid to change type of energies, and where you can actually express this spiritually. Okay, that's what I'm feeling there. So again, the full moon for the month is taking place in your 11th house. It is the house of companions. Whoever's not serving you, you're leaving them behind. And whoever is illuminating your pathway, you will be sticking with them. And it's kind of giving me here like you're stepping into this very innovative time of your life. All right. You may not be prepared for it. You may be afraid, but it's here. So it is what it is. Okay. I'm wondering, do I still have more time? I may not, but we'll see. Get your cards, Libra. Oh, see what I'm saying? I feel like the spotlight is on your second house. I'm trying to tell you. The spotlight is on your second house. That's the sun in Taurus. I feel like you know you want to be valued in a relationship. Anybody that comes in that wants to marry you, you're like, if you aren't up to par with the way that I hold myself up, I have a lot of self-love. This is what I expect. These are my values. You are with it or you're not with it, right? You hold the power and the energy because you have Lilith in your sign. All right. You could definitely be, yeah, I'm telling you, it has to do with children. That's crazy. Heavy on the fourth house here. All right. So your connection to children, you may be wanting to foster parent children or work with children in the home environment. And once again, your Saturn placement, right? Your 10th house placement is where Cancer sits. So you could just be literally wanting to do charity work. That could be what you want to do. And this could be something that's actually birthed in because that's what you're manifesting, or that's just the energy or the vibe that you're surrounded by. All right. I don't know how else to explain that, but that's what I'm feeling here. All right. So let's keep going. I'm not dying yet. Let's get into Scorpio. Okay. All right. Scorpio. What's going on in your chart? All right, Scorpio. So we got Vesta in your first house, Juno in your first house. You want to be married, Scorpio? You want massive partnership with a spiritual connection. Maybe that's what it is. All right. You rule over death, transformation, rebirth. All right. Metamorphosis, that type of thing. You're you're a water sign, right? So you could be connected to this type of energy surrounding within yourself, though. You're going through like a self-devoted, sacrificing, spiritual connection within your own soul is what it feels like. Yeah. That's what I'm feeling with this energy for you in the first house. Juno is here, so your partnerships, all right, or a partnership surrounded by money could be of significance coming up because it's going to be stepping into your second house of money, values, and possessions, okay? You could be finding that you're about to step into some sort of partnership to make money, or you want to step into a partnership with someone that values you, or it could be something pertaining to a partnership within a specific possession, okay? Last quarter moon in Sagittarius is happening as Juno steps into Sagittarius on the 19th. By the 20th, something takes place in your second house, which actually needs to be adjusted within your money dynamic, okay? Now, Capricorn in the third house, this is the house of communication for you. So Palace in Capricorn is wisdom and knowledge. What are you gaining wisdom and knowledge about? How are you sharing it? Are you putting this out in the media? Okay. It's giving, your teaching is what I feel. With Palace being in Capricorn in the third house, this is like you being very direct, all right, and what you have to speak out pertaining to the knowledge that you have about something. It's very desirable here with Aries and Capricorn, all right. It's something creative for sure. And then these two energies with Palace and Aries are stepping out of Capricorn and into this fourth house of home for you in Aquarius. So whatever you're doing here, you're doing it from the home environment here. It's a heavy spotlight on it with the sun in Aquarius. Mercury even being in the sign of Aquarius is connected to a highly intellectual person. Could be a divine feminine energy. All right. Or whatever here is connected to your parenting, all right? Even with Sarah's being in Aquarius up until February 23rd, where it will ingress then into Pisces. I'm just kind of looking at the flow of all of this and how it's taking place for you. You're doing something communicative in the home environment with Pallas and Arrow stepping into Aquarius. It's connecting to the sun. It's connecting to Mercury. All right. And it's also connecting here to Pluto. What's transforming in your home environment overall? This is all going to be coming up by the end of January. So the 23rd, or I'm sorry, the 29th of the month is the new moon. All right. So if you're highly intuitive or you're feeling very sensitive in your energies overall, this is going to be a good year for you, because I feel like your creativity and your imagination is taking place in Pisces in your 5th house. It's something that you do creatively. All right, so the North Node is in Pisces at this time. Psyche is in Pisces at this time, which is connecting your soul, your consciousness, and your mind to what you do creatively. It could even be a love partner that you find pleasure with. All right, Venus is in Pisces. It's in its perfect placement. Venus being in Leo means that you have this specific love affair, but it could be something that's more so imaginary. Interesting. Saturn and Pisces, I feel like you're being structured, surrounded by your love life, what you find to bring in happiness or your creativity or even children. All right. And Neptune being in Pisces as well is giving this heavy highlight of spirituality, even surrounded by your love life. This is interesting for me in your chart here. I like this. All right. So Aries being in your 6th house, you have a lot of core wound healing when it comes to your health. And then we're also seeing it semi-sextile over with Saturn in your 5th. So whatever you do creatively, you're putting it into your work overall and how you're healing some sort of core wound. All right. Neptune will conjunct the North Node on February 7th. That's all happening in your 5th house. So this is a hobby, something you do creatively. I'm not sure if it's bringing you a sense of abundance in. All right, last quarter moon in Sagittarius, February 20th. Maybe there is going to be some sort of adjustment because you have Juno stepping in with marriage and partnerships to your money. All right, so maybe you are drawing into some money here. All right, Taurus in your 7th house, Uranus is going direct. So this is pertaining to your relationships or legal contract, your partnerships, whether that be business, platonic, or romantic, is going to go direct here on the 30th of the month. And we're seeing it being that commitment being tested by the 5th of the month of February. All right. So Gemini in the 8th house. This is the house of sex, deep emotional feelings. I feel like Scorpio, you're about to get an update. There was an update that popped up on my phone as I said that. Gemini in the 8th house here. This is your house of sex. This is your ruling house. All right. Deep emotional feelings, facing fears. Jupiter's been retrograding in Gemini. I don't know if you've been waiting on some sort of inheritance or something. All right. Jupiter is a sense of bringing in abundance or prosperity. It is sitting for you in the 8th house here. So it goes direct on February 4th. Maybe you hear about some sort of inheritance and then you, I guess, you're transforming something in your life. All right, Cancer in the 9th house. This is the house of higher learning, spirituality, foreign travel, associations to foreign people. You've been dealing with Mars and Cancer energy here. So Mars being your ruling planet, sitting in the 9th house, it gives me this heavy energy of you lately being connected to spirituality. All right, once it goes direct on February 23rd, or you'll be noticing that you are connected to learning more about spirituality is what I feel. Taking action towards this. Or there could be a coral surrounding somebody that is all about spirituality, because Mars and Cancer could be connected to the home environment or a divine feminine energy. All right. Now, Mars, when it steps into Leo, that won't be up until April 18th, but that would be more so convenient for you because Mars is exalted in the 10th house, and that's for you, connected to your career, your public image, your professional aspirations, and or your reputation. All right. Full moon in Leo, this is your heavy spotlight this month, is with your career. Your reputation is on the line. Just going to say it like that. All right. Virgo, 11th house for you. This is your South Node. So you're going to be finding that you're going to have karmic challenges. All right. With your past, with connections that you were either connected with, networking with, socializing with, having meetings with, whatever this may be. Virgo's energy being in the 11th house, I like it. So this could have been that whoever or whatever you were connected to or collaborating with, very analytical, something was very efficient, okay? Virgo is an energy of It could be connected to work or like a day-to-day type of routine with connections with people that are like very futuristic or having some sort of connection to the future of something. All right. But this is again a South Node energy for you here. Maybe you don't even know what this is. You have no idea what this is just yet. You're going to be tapping into a natural gift. All right. Something that feels to be unique or something you do independently being in the 11th house. All right. Libra in the 12th. This is your house of the unknown, subconscious, imagination, and inspiration. All right. So Lilith being here, you have a sense of power, and I feel like it's in your subconscious state. How you use your imagination and how you get creative and what you're connecting to as well spiritually. It can definitely be from karma and secrets of the past. The house of shadows. Okay. What are you hiding that's secret, Scorpio? Because you are a very secret sign. Let's get into your card here. Oh boy. What are you getting into with your Oracle of the Radiant Sun? Jupiter in Gemini, that's your 8th house. Jupiter in Taurus, that is your 7th house. Saturn in Gemini, it's your 8th house. Oh boy. You could be highly concentrated on trying to bluff your way through a specific situation so you can gain status. I'm going to be honest. That's what I see here. It has something to do with your transformation, and it has something to do with the connection of your partnerships, relationships, or something that you're contracted to. I'm seeing heavy Mercurian energy here as well as Venus, but heavily focused on Jupiter and Saturn as well. This is something that you have knowledge about, and you're not saying anything because you're very secretive. But you're bluffing your way through this. You could be impressing people with knowledge. All right. You're holding yourself to a specific standard here with status. All right. In a specific partnership. And you're highly concentrated. I have to say it. You are. I feel like you're impressing people and you don't realize it. It's because of your spiritual knowledge. What's in your 9th again? It's giving Cancer in your 9th. Because your ruling planet's in the 9th. That's why. You're highly focused right now on your principles and spirituality. I like it. I'm telling you, everybody's getting ready to transform me. I don't see it coming. I'm warning y'all. Whatever. All right. I'm going to end it here. We're going to do Sag through Pisces in just a little bit. I got to go charge up, and I'll get back to you guys later on as soon as I can. Bye.